G'day, peeps. Welcome to Heart Talks. I'm Sheila Burgher. We've got Le'Vell back. Thanks for coming back, sharing your story.
Absolutely. It's a great pleasure. As always.
Le'Vell has moved to LA.
Yeah.
I think that's epic myself. I'm an LA girl, and when I heard you were moving back, I thought, well, LA must need some extra light because Le'Vell's
Oh yeah. Absolutely. We're here having a great time.
Well, so tell me what you're going to be doing out. Tell me about your music.
Well, currently with my music, I'm taking a different approach. I like to refine the process a little bit more, and take a little bit more time with some of the expressions. Feeling the intense creative energy here naturally, and I'm enjoying it. As far as with my expressions and so on and so forth, it's kind of fallen into place very well. I'm meeting a lot of very influential people, and people who are attracted to the energy. Actually, some very eccentric folks, somewhat similar to myself, bringing the same energy in the area of Hollywood Boulevard. So, like I said, I'm pretty much enjoying the process and still kind of feeling my way around. Somewhat of an empath, if you will.
There's a lot to consume out there.
It is.
Man, I tell you, I my hat's off to you because I was there and I left. Okay, so thank God somebody's there to take my place, all right?
Yeah.
And did this move go smoothly? Was this some universal pull that brought you right here?
It was. It was very integrated within my experience. For the most part, I wasn't necessarily a nomad, if you will, or a hermit, but I did spend a lot of my time home writing, meditating, creating music. I was somewhat in a corner in solitude, and the opportunity presented itself to me in a very integrated way, where it was like, well, this makes sense, and I feel like it was necessary for me to take advantage of the opportunity. At the end of the day, nothing happens out of place. Everything is in divine order. So I listen to the intuition and allow myself to be guided in this direction. It's been nothing less than epic as far as how things have unfolded. And the mind has a lot of surprises when you open your heart and without any sense of doubt or fear. So I've embraced this experience for what it is, and I've seen a great deal of transition, a lot of changes, and once again, I'm very happy to be here. I'm grateful to be present, breathing, still standing amongst all the turmoil, but I'm still here. As well.
Okay, and this is a perfect example of what can happen in this awakening process. Changes.
Absolutely.
Moves, changes in your job, changes in your relationships, changes in ways that you never even expected. And here is where becoming skillful at using your intuition, and it's always been my way, if an opportunity comes, that's the universe, take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just allow and let it flow. Life is intelligent, and a lot of times out of a sense of doubt and fear, we attempt to control things, and when we ride the wave, everything always falls into place. It's just about being open, loving, and honest with yourself, and just going with it. So here we are.
Right. Well, since we're in a time of change, I think it's imperative that you be open to it, because the multi levels that are changing and transitioning from our emotional state to our physical to our mental, all of it, and it's like preparing yourself for change. Then you're not hit so hard.
Absolutely.
and you can then go along with it a little easier.
Very much so. This is what's necessary for a graceful, very, very smooth path. It's just being open. You get hints every now and then with whispers, and your muscles and eyes, your hands are being guided in every which way. And these are all indications of what's unfolding before you. So it's not necessarily such a shock. Such a shock at all. These things can be very sporadic and abrupt. But the more you focus within and become more familiar with the essence inside of you, until you allow this guidance to take place and have a gentle, smooth transition for yourself. And this is the purpose of this guidance.
Right, staying in the middle. I call it staying. Being Buddha, trying to stay as an observer, not a judger, and in that state of observation, you really can see love just about anywhere you are.
Absolutely. This is well stated. Beautiful. So,
well, Le'Vell, I kind of thought I would ask a few questions, and we know right now that when I ask these questions, I am not just asking Le'Vell in LA, but the universal love that you are, the cosmic connection that you are. And I thank you for this chance to ask some questions.
Once again, it's a great honor and pleasure. I am your brother. We are family. Connection.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask questions like as if, someone who's just first awakening.
Okay.
And discovering all the things that there are to discover in this awakening state. One of them is that awakening, there's a point in awakening where you become familiar or remember your cosmic self.
So.
All right. Does everybody have a cosmic self?
We all are connected, of course. We all are connected. This is what this is about. And there are an infinite number of parallel universes all existing now that contains all and is all, which is within. So, yes, we all have these connections. And as we define our connection and our balance within, we basically unfold this essence of ourselves.
And do we all have the capabilities to communicate with our cosmic brothers and sisters?
We all do. And in actuality, we all are communicating in the sense that monitoring is taking place and all is within each individual. So yes, we all are present, we all are within, and the more we find that connection, the more you can sense this naturally.
So finding your cosmic self is not something that you have to search for on the outside or learn, but it's more as a discovery of yourself. Is that correct?
An unfoldment, if you will, an unfoldment that happens naturally through your own refinement, a sense of presence, that connection. I wrote something yesterday, I believe, that referred to peace being the default frequency of all existence. And here is where we sense a deeper connection with all that is, which is who we are. And through that refinement, we are aware of this being present within each of the individual aspects of the Creator. So, yes, there's a cosmic aspect, but at the end of the day, beyond all titles, all the different dimensional and realities, we all are prime source. Not little g, big G, we all are prime source, the one. There is no separation.
Le'Vell, how can people transition from a religious to a cosmic self without fear? How can you get past the fear of opening up to more
of the realities? And here's one thing: how to is more of a methodology, which is a mental process where you're attempting to reverse engineer, if you will, something that's natural. It's just that reverse engineering process is all mental activity, which is based on limitation. The brain doesn't have the capacity to do so, where the function is more so about one's intent, an internal intent to allow these realities to gently unfold, where your intent is creating the now moment. And as you intend, you create the situations and circumstances, or the life paths, if you will, the life paths of experience, to allow these hints, if you will, to unfold. Like certain situations or circumstances will come into play that reveal certain realities where your awareness is expanding naturally, and it's all integrated within your experience. So it's not necessarily about going to a specific place or having someone tell you something. Intend this reality to manifest for you, where you want to know the divine truth and allow things to unfold. Of course, the openness is necessary, where you are open to what's taking place, and you're not necessarily looking for something specific to take place, or you're not looking for an answer to manifest before you. You're also open to the experience, where even small things like walking to the store and bumping into an old friend or an acquaintance or someone you might not be aware of that will say things, radio, cars that drive by. All of these things are indicators where your entire experience is an aspect of heavenly communication, communicating with you directly. So this is where you intend and you allow your experience to show you by being open beyond all expectation.
So it is a very natural process.
Absolutely. It's more natural than you ever get. The thing is the heavenly realms are more gentle than a person can actually perceive or conceive mentally. It intends to allow this to take place very naturally, very gently, where a lot of people use this analogy a lot, where it's about a person being childlike in order to enter the kingdoms of heaven. This is where you're open to your experience, where you release all the things that the mind would assume or like to attempt to say, I know this, I know that, basically collections of information. It's like, well, I know this, I know that, I don't want to hear this, and you're not open to what's actually being displayed for you. That openness allows you to experience more, to expand more. And here is where you receive what you intend to know, or what you already know, which you're basically attempting to reconnect with.
Reconnect with.
Absolutely.
So there is a connection process that is natural.
Absolutely.
At the moment, that the heart opens, that the mind closes.
Closes, opens. Here is the home of infinite intelligence. There is nothing to learn. There's nothing to collect. There's no need to attempt to search for. It's all here if you allow it. You open and you allow this holographic experience to show you what you already know within. This is what this is about.
All right. And I want to make it clear that, and you said this a minute ago, you don't, because I remember going through this stage where you think you have to go here or move there, or like you think you have to do that because like you need some different audience than you've got right now, which is not true at all. You have been given exactly this moment, this audience, this stage. It is your stage where you get to make your choices.
Absolutely. This is all you. I mean, realize that you're experiencing a projection that's electromagnetic in nature, and everything is inside of you. There's nothing outside of you that you're dependent on. There's no collection or dependency or anything on the outside. As you intend, so do you manifest and unfold in this moment. So open and allow this experience to show you that it is holographic and it does have its foundation within you as a creator.
And Le'Vell, talk about what this awakening process could do to your relationships that you're in right now.
So know that this is about an expansion of your love, where relationships in all contexts, whether it's family, friends, lovers, or loved ones, just in general. This is an expansion where there's an unconditional love and acceptance that you're embracing within yourself that allows the expansion and deepening of these relationships to take place. Now, this goes for all four different contexts, whether it's a friend or family or loved ones. This is what's taking place, and it's necessary to be open to where life takes you in this particular context. If you intend to experience a deeper relationship with the individual and physically go in another direction, that intent is still at work. With family, if you are experiencing a lot of judgment and dense projections amongst your close family, and a lot of people I've had conversations with about this, they want to experience the family unit and environment where there are get-togethers and dinners and things of this nature, and you want to embrace your brothers and sisters and your mother and your father, whatever the case may be. You want to experience that construct. It's just that amongst the densities in your own awakening, sometimes you receive a lot of rejection because of your newfound awareness. And this is okay. It's just that whatever's taking place is allowing you to build your resolve so you can maintain a steady sense of peaceful presence where you're unconditionally loving. Now, that unconditional love is based on your ability to accept their position where they are in their unfoldment. And of course, amongst this transition, a lot of us who are more so forerunners of this awakening process are experiencing these disexperiences so we can build a strong foundation of being unconditionally loving, because in the near future, eventually they will need your support and guidance, your healing, to be a person that they're familiar with, that kind of knows what's taking place here, because these are very astronomical changes, I mean, to say the least.
This is busy.
Of course, there's going to be a return when it comes to loved ones or lovers or relationships that you may have. These are very intense, and in order to experience those relationships to their fullest, it's necessary for you to find or unfold and embrace that unconditional love within yourself. A lot of people have girlfriends or boyfriends or lovers or whatever the case may be that don't embrace this particular reality. They feel it's crazy or whatever the case may be. It's just that it's all an aspect of your creation. Love is beyond having to focus on ascension, having to be energetically prepared for what's taking place. If you love a person, you sense a connection with them. You might be aware, and they might not be aware, but at the end of the day, that love is still there. It's not about judgment. That's so right. At the end of the day, there's always a return.
Right.
And your openness and unconditional love within yourself allows this to take place, and it's expanding. So.
And let's talk about how in this journey of awakening, it's vital to have this alone time with yourself. Mm-hmm. Some people can't even stand to have quietness in a room. Mm-hmm. That's their first step, is to be able to just be in a room quiet with themselves, just to listen to themselves breathe. And when there is so many changes going on within you, and you're discovering this self, this alone time seems to be vital for all of us. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. The solitude, if you will, is allowing your sensitivity to increase. The sensitivity is about connecting with the foundation of your experience, which is you. All the outside stimuluses, they provide a certain amount of comfort that we get comfortable with. Now, that comfort also is conducive to becoming dependent on the outside stimulus for a sense of balance, for a sense of comfort, for a sense of peace, where it's necessary to realize who you are as a creator, where all these things have their foundation within you. So, yes, there's going to be a tear down, upheavals, things of this nature, when you actually return to the foundation of self within. Right. And here is where you are upgrading your reality, where you sense the essence and you cultivate that essence within. The more you cultivate the essence within, the more refined, the more stimulus, the more vibrant, the more bright the outer reality becomes because of the internal nurturing, the internal cultivation. Because here is the foundation of what's going on out there. The more you sense the sensitivity, the I want to say the texture of the air, the colors, the scent that you breathe, every small bit of this reality is a blessing. The more you become connected with this, the more you appreciate it, the more gratitude you experience for being present on earth. The more you embrace these sensitive and very small, intricate aspects of your experience, the more you can experience that bliss, the more you can appreciate what's going on. In every split second, every small millisecond, you appreciate what life is about. Here is the foundation of an extreme upgrade of your experience, where after spending a certain amount of time in your home, in solitude, when you go into an environment that you're used to, a social environment, you experience, an array of stimuluses and being able to explain or express or connect or communicate the colors, the music, the people, the physical connection. These things become extremely blissful and extremely stimulating to you. And this is the upgrade that takes place. It's necessary for you to detach from what's going outside to cultivate the essence within.
Right. Wow. Just to talk about the epic changes could almost be overwhelming.
Absolutely.
But, aren't we here to show everyone that you can survive these changes just fine? And isn't there like a time in when the universe sort of sends you all this chaos, sort of almost to force you to go inward?
This is the reality. Now, the degree of these upheavals, I'm going to call them upheavals because they're abrupt experiences that are unexpected that force physical change. Also from a spiritual sense. The degree of these experiences are based on one's spiritual maturity and level of focus as far as the work that's being done to allow and be open to these experiences. The more you cultivate a sense of peace, the more you cultivate a sense of balance within yourself on your own, the less is necessary to experience dramatic changes or harmful realities to shape you into place where you're already being disciplined. You're already cultivating the guidance that's necessary, that you're being provided in order to balance yourself. You're doing these things already, and you're going with the flow. You're being open. Now, of course, the connection with your angelic guides and the ascended masters that are already present with you in this now moment. Your intent, your focus intent on a daily basis, this is what's allowing these things to take place in a very calm, gentle way where you can actually transcend some of these experiences through your own focus. And it's up to the individual. It's a free will choice. And at the end of the day, if you intend, but at the same time, there's a very strong sense of distortion within your expressions. Yes, your intent, your heart's intent is going to outweigh the physical action. So there can be a shake in your experience to allow your heart's intent to rise to the top of your priority list. It's just that, once again, it can be a very, very, very gentle experience where some of these things are transcended and not even necessary. So it's up to the individual's focus.
Well, okay. Now, for me, I had the universe slowed down time so that I could see that in this moment, I was able to observe everything that was in the moment. And what was shown to me that was, even though there was this chaos out here, nobody was asking me to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've been trained to listen very carefully to what my part in the chaos is, because perhaps I don't actually have a part at all. And I can then, that makes me the observer, which then I can be the light for those who do not have it at that point.
This is so, absolutely. It's there's quite a few different aspects to the experience, and a person knows this intuitively. It's not necessary that you're always playing an interactive part within the drum,
right?
But more so an energetic presence that's allowed to heal amongst these experiences, or just providing support. And once again, the individual will know when that experience presents itself, which part you're playing, whereas regardless of which part you're playing, the foundation of being productive to any experience is always in the frequency of peace.
So that's why you're in LA right now.
This is so.
You got your work cut out for you.
Absolutely, God.
And you know what? You know, since I've been doing these shows.
Once again?
Since I've been doing these shows, I have learned, I have become skillful at receiving the love that's coming to me, because these shows are creating an extreme ripple effect of love throughout the camp. And that love comes back. And it is, and you've got so much love coming your way. I know that
Tell the last sentence again, you broke up.
And I'm sure that this becoming skillful receiving the love is what lit up high in the midst of this chaos.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's about radiating and allowing and being open and receptive to all that is, where the foundation of this experience is your intent to be of service. To have a very, very strong focus intent to be of service to all aspects of self. I'm very, very familiar with some of the densities and distortions amongst this experience because of my own personal experiences. So I have nothing but compassion for all of humanity regardless of what level of understanding or what level of creation the individual is on. Beyond all judgment, I am. These are all reflections of self, and I only intend to be of service so we all can transcend this illusion and level of distortion of what it is. We all deserve to experience the prosperity and abundance and the bliss that is life.
All right, and let's talk about the children for just a little bit. My passion is for our little angels, our bright stars who are setting the foundation, I believe, of new energy. They come in, their DNA already, awakened, and they're we've got 2 minutes. Jane. I guess we can agree that the children are very important in how in this transitioning of awakening, the honesty with our children is vital.
Absolutely. They're here to radiate a new presence that we are very, very aware of, that we can sense within ourselves. The more we become sensitive and accepting of what's going on within, the more we realize that they're not necessarily here to receive, but they're also here to distribute and reflect the energy for us. So we're both experiencing that exchange, adults and children both, and unfolding this new reality.
Well, Le'Vell, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being part of this ripple that Heart Talks is making. And I can't wait to hear what you are about to do with your music, because I know it's going to be coming from your heart. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having me here. It's been a great pleasure as always. Anytime I'm open to communicate. Thank you very much, Rachel, as well, for hosting and my engineering aspect. It's been nothing but a beautiful experience.
All right. Well, peeps, thanks for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this. From my heart to yours, namaste.
Namaste.